What's up, guys? I'm JFleezy, and we're back for another episode of TSWF. And it's pretty much as is, as we left off in the last. We seem to probably, again, gonna be making another profit this month, so that's good. Like, really good, because it was getting concerning. The only real concern here is a reminder of the goals. Like, must have improved at least 10,000 financially, and we're kind of negative 2,000 right now, as well as getting into the top 50 or improved, really. So above 50th is a little concerning because we've only been really going backwards. Although I think we were much farther back in the last episode, so I think that's getting better. And in this episode, we're we're on the run into Holiday Havoc, or Holidays Havoc. So we will basically close out that run in, and then Holidays Havoc will be its own episode, as big events always are. So, let's get into it. Alright, TCF Hard Knocks opens with Dick Knox in the ring, welcoming, I struggle with that every time, welcoming the fans to the show and announcing Big Vito's opponent tonight will be somebody who's impressed him. And with a little bit of work, who knows, he might really become somebody. He announces his opponent tonight as Rey Mysterio Jr. 46 segment rating. I imagine the crowd would be happy about that. At this point, they'd probably know him around here. Like, oh, this ought to be good. So 46 segment rating. Very well, with Dick Knox apparently not doing well, funny enough. We then have our opening match of the night of the Blue Bloods pretty much dominating the Dynamite Express. And Jeff Jarrett pulled out a hell of a performance, actually. He's starting to get where you'd think he would be. So there we go. Good stuff. 34 performance overall. We then have Jeff Jarrett and Paul Levesque talking trash about Fletcher Knox and Dick Knox about the nepotism and having this kid here who don't belong, blah blah blah, nonsense. 41 segment rating, very well done. We then have Debbie Malenko taking on Vivacious Veronica in a 10-minute match where she finishes Veronica by submission with a Fujiwara armbar. 41 performance from Debbie, wow. 14 from Vivacious Veronica, who has the popularity in this match. Wow. Great job, Debbie. We then have Leaf Cassidy in the back. Like, absolutely. First off, injured, but like, absolutely irate. Saying he wants Booker T. He's done with this trash from Booker T. He wants Booker T at Holidays Havoc. And Dick Knox is like, yeah, sure, go at it, brother. I'm all about a good match. 43 segment rating, good stuff. Now we have Chris Candido versus Fletcher Knox. Chris Candido defeating Fletcher Knox in 9 minutes by pinfall with a diving headbutt after interference from Paul Levesque. 46 from Chris Candido, 18 for Fletcher Knox. It's slowly getting better, but a 41 overall is fantastic. We then have Dick Knox pretty much saying like it's pretty sad, you two are out here talking about how this kid don't belong. Yeah, I seem to remember at Resolutions this kid pinning you one-on-one, no problems. But you know what? If you want to get your hands on him, well, how about you face the Knox family at Holidays Havoc? Jeff Jarrett, Paul Levesque, Dick Knox, Fletcher Knox. And then just doesn't wait for a response, nothing, just walks out. Walks out of the ring. Boom. 37 rating, by the way. And then, in a little bit of a disappointing match, we have Featured Attractions versus Jacobs and Cash. 32 performance. Kid Cash was fantastic again. Jacobs is actually better than I would have thought. Stevie Richards letting me down is frustrating. But Jacobs and Cash get the finish in 10 minutes with Glenn Jacobs pinning Stevie Richards with a chokeslam. We then have Booker T absolutely fired up at commentary. cutting a promo on Leif Cassidy, basically saying he can't wait to whoop his ass around the ring. 47 segment rating. Good stuff. We then have Taz take on Perry Saturn, where Perry Saturn was off his game. Gotta love that. Disappointing match, honestly, between these two at a 37, but Taz defeats Perry Saturn 9.5 minutes with the Kati Hajime. I don't even know what. I don't know. With a submission. And in your main event, what a weird injury for Rey Mysterio to get. In your main event, you have Rey Mysterio challenging Big Vito LaGrasso for the TSWF Championship. My brain tripped over that for some reason. With Vito LaGrasso defeating Rey Mysterio in just under 10 minutes with the Savate kick. Never seen him use that. Interesting. Vito makes defense number 4 of the TSWF Championship, and Rey Mysterio Jr. sustained chronic shoulder pain, which is very weird for a 17-year-old. 61 performance from Rey Mysterio, 49 from Big Vito, who is really starting to kick off in the ring. 50 segment rating, a hell of a main event. Yeah, I know, he's hurt, I know. And we then have Big Vito LaGrasso like, what are you doing, boss? Sending this little pipsqueak at me. You're sending children to do your job now? What are we doing? Or your bidding, I guess. You're sending children to do your bidding now? What are we doing, boss? 34 segment rating. One of Vito's not great promos, unfortunately. That, though, was quite a good show. That was a fantastic main event. Of course, I mean, anytime Rey Mysterio's in a match, it's gonna be really good. But 47 overall show, I'm very happy with that. I will catch y'all maybe in the office if there's, nothing going on. We'll just go straight to the next show. We'll see. Alright, only a couple things to update on, I guess. One, we lost $41 last month, so not horrible, but not positive, not great. Two, merchandise upgrade, we're up to level 3 now, so that's something, small time, let's go. And the last thing, Chris Jericho's on tour again. Listen, guys, Chris Jericho's not a wrestler in this universe, he's only a rock star. We're never gonna see him wrestle. Alright, let's get to the show. Hard Knocks number 2 of the episode, we have Dick Knox opening once more, announcing his tune-up opponent, Tony DeVito, as well as Big Vito LaGrasso's match of the title defense of the night, I guess, Chris Candido. Same level of competition, obviously. Great 6-minute interview. 50, hold on, I didn't even see the segment rating. 56 segment rating to open the show. Jeez. Go on. We then have the Blue Bloods take on Mysterio and Juventud, where everybody just was sleepwalking through the match, I guess. In a 38 rating, you have the Blue Bloods defeating Mysterio and Juventud in a shocking match, honestly. Disappointing. That sucks. We then have featured attractions cutting their promo, talking about their opponents tonight, Chris Canyon and Perry Saturn. Doing another very good promo from Sean Morley and Stevie Richards. We then have Robbie V taking on Todd Morton in an absolute shocker. Robbie V defeating Tom Morton in 8.5 minutes with the Van Daminator. This is brutal. We then have Big Vito LaGrasso in the ring. Talking about, come on, boss, you gotta have something better than the Rey Mysterios or the Chris Candidos. Why don't you face me yourself, boss? What are we doing here? Can I get a real opponent, basically, is the gist of what he's saying. And Dick Knox just says, I've got an opponent in mind, Vito. Don't worry about it. I've got somebody. 44 was that, by the way? We then have Fletcher Knox taking on some crazy guy. Lord Sultan. In 5 minutes, 41 seconds, he defeats him with a submission, the Knox lock. Or by submission, with the Knox lock. Jeez. my speaking, going downhill. 20 performance from Fletcher Knox, while Fletcher Knox is going uphill. So, at least one of us is. Next segment, 25 rating, by the way. It's alright. Good enough. We then have Jeff Jarrett and Paul Levesque coming out, clapping sarcastically. Good job, kid. You beat some crazy person from the crowd. We're proud of you. We're proud of you. Lord Zoltan, is he? Good job, kid. And they just walk off to the back. Congratulations, kid. Really proved you belong here. Segment rating 43. Very well done. Again from the Blue Bloods. We then have featured attraction taking on Saturn Canyon in a decent enough match. Perry Saturn, 43. Sean Morley really starting to get up there with that 35. Stevie Richards coming up slowly. 33 segment rating. Decent enough stuff from the guys. In 10 minutes, featured attraction defeats them, with Stevie Richards pinning Perry Saturn with a Stevie kick. Sometimes I call the match and sometimes I don't. I don't know why. Depends on the show, apparently. We then have Dick Knox, kind of just wiping the floor with Tony DeVito in 7.5 minutes, taking him down with a knocks out. 58 performance from Dick Knox. He definitely isn't rusty. I mean, he's carrying Tony DeVito to a 48 segment rating, so. And in your main event, you have Big Vito LaGrasso defeating Chris Candido in 15 minutes by pinfall with Code of Silence, making defense number 5 of his TSWF championship. 46 from Candido, 43 from LaGrasso. I mean, he's right there with Candido at this point. That's very good. He's like, boss, he got Big Vito in the ring basically saying, like, come on, boss, I really hope you have better than this. We have to have better than this. Just like my improv was very poor, so was Vito's. Look at that. He's starting to, like, get worse promo-wise, apparently. I don't know what's going on there, but here we are. And to end the show, I'd say maybe straight after or during Vito's promo, all of a sudden you have Leif Cassidy jumping out from the crowd, attacking Booker T at commentary. And a wild brawl breaks out for like 5 minutes until the show ends. Breaking out, going throughout the arena into the back. Absolute chaos. 38 rating, good stuff. Overall show rating of a 49 in a show that felt like it was starting off pretty disappointing. So you know what? A 49 rating, I'm happy with that. Very good stuff. I will catch you either in the office or I think there might actually be another Hard Knocks before Holidays Havoc. There has to be because Holidays Havoc is like December 30th. So, next show. Also, we have everybody in my inbox saying, hey, we should push Rey Mysterio. He's going to be really good. He's pretty great, Thank you for the revelation, guys. Thank you. Alright, now we'll see you at the show. Here we go. Go home show for Holidays Havoc. We have Dick Knox opening as he always does, welcoming the crowd and announcing he will be facing Bill DeMont tonight, and Big Vito LaGrasso will be taking on Sonny Blaze in the main event. 54 segment rating, a little weaker than last week, but not bad. Paul Levesque, in our opening match, takes on Tarek the Great, who is always very bad. That's why you never see him on the show. Defeating Tarek Great in 8.5 minutes with the pedigree. 22 segment rating, moving on. We then have Fletcher Knox taking on JT Lightning, defeating JT Lightning in 7.5 minutes with the Knox Lock. With Paul Levesque ringside for this match. An 18 for Fletcher Knox, a 17 for JT Lightning. Crazy you can have a worse performance than Fletcher Knox, but here we are. We then have Paul Levesque with another one of his sarcastic, congrats kid. You beat another fan out of the crowd. I'm proud of you. You're really proving something here. 30 segment rating, good stuff. Wow, okay. We then have Booker T taking on Tommy Dreamer, defeating Tommy Dreamer in 8 minutes with a missile drop kick. Booker T doing a 42, while Tommy Dreamer does a 33. Booker T has been the worst guy in every match, basically, this entire time, so good job, Booker. Jeez. Leaf Cassidy ringside at commentary for this match, by the way. We then have Booker cutting a hellacious promo on Leaf Cassidy after the match when Leaf Cassidy jumps in the ring and a massive brawl kicks off. A 37 for the promo from Booker, a 43 for the brawl. 43 segment rating total. Very good stuff. We then have Jeff Jarrett defeating Psychosis in 8 minutes with a figure 4 leg lock. 44 from Jeff Jarrett, a 30 from a rusty Psychosis. It's pretty damn impressive, honestly. We then have Dick Knox only pulling out a 46 against Bill DeMott. Dick Knox defeating Bill DeMott in 9.5 minutes with the knocks out. 55 from Dick Knox and 42 from Bill DeMott. Only pulled out a 46. He's pulled out a higher rating against Randy Hogan. Like, come on. Decent enough, though. Good job, boys. We then have Jeff Jarrett and Paul Levesque attacking Fletcher Knox in the back, while Dick Knox is in the ring, still facing Bill DeMott. 37 segment rating. Good stuff. We then have, in the main event, Big Vito LaGrasso taking on a rusty, apparently, Sonny Blaze. Apparently he's not working right now. Pulling off a 25, while Rusty from Sonny Blaze, not bad. Vito defeats Blaze in 9.5 minutes with Code of Silence, making the 6th defense of the TSWF Championship. 44 segment rating in the main event. Pretty good. Pretty good. Big Vito just keeps on running. Speaking of running, he's running his mouth. This time very well. Very well. He goes off script very well. Segment rating of a 43. Same old, come on, boss, if this is what you got, like, this is pathetic. Let's be honest. This is pathetic. This company, everybody in it, is pathetic. Boom. That is a 48 show rating, which is, I think, worse than the last, even though I feel like this show is better. But, you know, here we are. 48 segment rating. I'm happy with it. Quite a good show, actually. I will catch y'all in the office. Alright, guys, that was our run-in to Holidays Havok. As I like to keep these episodes below 20 minutes, we're gonna condense this outro a little bit. We're gonna address one thing here. Finances, we would have made a profit this month, but we're gonna have a second show in Holidays Havok, so we probably won't make a profit, but we're definitely moving up. We're looking good now. 2, we went up to 10 popularity in the Tri-States, so we are slowly moving. Anyways, honestly, that's all good. We're doing pretty good right now. I'm happy. So, if you guys enjoyed what you watched today, which is a little bit of chaos for me, you know, it's late. It's late, okay? It's late. Improv is hard when your brain is tired, okay? So, if you guys like the chaotic nonsense nature of this episode, please leave a like, as that helps me feed that very angry, hungry, gluttonous YouTube monster. And if you also don't want to miss another episode of either TSWF or RCW, make sure to hit that big old nice little subscribe button and the bell next to it so you are notified when I post, which is generally every day or every weekday, I should say. Right now, how long that's going to go, I don't know. But I'm trying to keep it up at that level because I like it that way. I love these 2 saves. So, I appreciate y'all. You have a great rest of your days.